Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. John Erickson Policarpio. And first and foremost, I would like to thank the organizers of this event, the Futurism or the MICE class Section 2T of PATS College of Aeronautics for inviting me to be your resource speaker for today's webinar. And I would also want to thank all of the participating schools who are here today, and I'm happy that you have entrusted me this very challenging role of discussing the future of research writing, as well as the future of research community through different AI tools, and particularly ChatGPT. Okay, so as what we all know, majority of us are, we are in the era where um the artificial intelligence is basically part of our lives, and um there are a lot of changes that is being brought by this technological advancement, especially in terms of research writing. So without further ado, we will start with our discussion for today. Okay, so allow me to present the topics for today's discussion. Okay, so wait, let me just move forward. There you go. So the topics that I will be covering for today are AI tools in modern education, understanding ChatGPT in research writing, and some ethical considerations and tips for effective use of on research writing. Okay. Um, let's not be hypocrite at this point in time, wherein people would say, if we're not using AI tools to assist us in our daily lives, um, it will be more efficient for us to work on things. But rather, AI actually gives us a streamlined process in dealing with our day-to-day task, especially in terms of research. And it is important that we look into the context of utilizing ChatGPT and other AI tools to assist us in our research writing. It actually makes our lives easier. Okay, gone are the days that you have to go to the library and manually look for books and then write down your insights on a piece of an index card and then come up with your literature review right afterwards. Now it's just basically a tap on your screen or a key on your laptops, no? And apparently, you'll get some, at least an idea. Okay. I'm not saying that you really have to use, or basically verbatimly you have to use all of the contents coming from ChatGPT, but rather ChatGPT actually gives you an idea on how you're going to structure your arguments. Okay. Now, I want to focus on my first topic, which is the modern education and research writing. So here are some of the expectations that your professors, okay, and the academic community is actually looking forward for those um thesis writers, or what we call as the undergraduate students. So as part of the tertiary education, you are not just basically someone who's there to absorb information and to absorb learnings coming from your respective professors, but you are also a contributory of knowledge. Okay, so you should be part of the creation, the development, the enhancement, and the improvement of the existing body of knowledge. And in our case, in the tourism and hospitality industry. Okay. Now, let's look at the relevance of ChatGPT. Okay, so basically the use of ChatGPT as a research assisting tool is a pragmatic response. Okay, so it's both like a singular or multiple realities depending on how a person is viewing it. Some people would say, if I'm going to use ChatGPT as a singular reality, is that ChatGPT may be correct. Okay, it may be viewed as either as a tool that is correctly responding on my queries, okay? Or if it's basically on multiple realities, you might be questioning, why did ChatGPT responded to me like this? Okay? And how did ChatGPT responded um, on such queries that we have, or prompts that we have encoded in their space? So that's basically becoming pragmatic. Okay? And because of the growing research areas in our discipline, so we really need to look on tools to streamline our research writing process in general. Okay. Um, Gone are the days that we are basically studying about customer satisfaction or customer perception. The researches now are more intricate. They are more what do you call this? They are more um complex. Okay. The topics that you want to dive in are more controversial. Okay. And because of this, ChatGPT is actually of good help for us students to move forward with our research writing. Also, note that this tool and everything that I will be discussing today will never replace the human intellect. Okay. Remember that ChatGPT and all other tools that I will be discussing today are assistive tools. Okay, always put that in mind, or bear that in mind, that these are all assistive tools. They will never replace human creativity. They will never replace um um tawag dito, yung the ability of us to rationally think, okay, and come up with a good content. Okay. Now, let's try to understand ChatGPT. So ChatGPT itself, no, is basically a GPT, which is generative pre-trained transformers. They basically are tawag dito, a tool, okay, or a website or a software that is trained to respond like human, okay, to create and generate human-like responses. So it's like you are really chatting to a person. This is basically a state-of-the-art language model, and it's part of the natural um, language processing. Okay. So ChatGPT right now is on its fourth iteration. Now here are some of the capabilities of ChatGPT. Okay. Obviously, the first one is natural language understanding. Okay, so right now we can type in the way we want to speak things, right? So they will respond like human also from our queries. Actually, there are also applications that can be downloaded on your devices, particularly on your smartphones or on your tablets, wherein it also allows voice recognition already, or voice dictation. So it will be more natural in terms of the processing. However, um, since Filipinos have neutral accent, and sometimes these systems won't really grasp on the right words that we are actually saying, there might be some difficulties in terms of natural language understanding. Text generation is also a part of ChatGPT, as well as language translation. So sabi nga nila, no, there might be a time that um interpreters might not be needed anymore because of some AI tools who can translate language and translate sentences from one language to another in real time. Okay, however, like what I've said, AI tools can never replace human creativity. Okay, and next is text completion. Okay, text completion, it means to say that whenever you get to ask a thing, or whenever you get to ask a content, let's say for instance, the Philippines is called as blank, okay, and then the chat GPT will continue the entire sentence itself and will create a paragraph for you. Okay, so like what I've said, this is still a work in progress. Okay, it chat GPT requires extensive training to increase its broad knowledge base, especially in some of the areas. Right now, I believe on its ChatGPT 4, they can already do incremental things, no, compared to 3.5, because in 3.5 they just basically answer um tawag dito questions, no, and then cite sources. Minsan yung sources hindi talaga siya reliable at in the first place. Always take note that that their knowledge cutoff date is September 2021. So they cannot go beyond September 2021. So may mga limitations pa din po ito. And like what I've said earlier, it's 3.5 and 4. You might be confused about this. ChatGPT 3.5 is actually the free version that is available for everyone to use, while ChatGPT 4 is part of the Pro subscription. You need to subscribe and have a full access of the GPT structure. Okay? Um, right now I'm still using tawag dito, the basic, no? I haven't delved into the ChatGPT 4, but maybe some other time might be it will be a concern for everybody. Okay? So now I want to focus on the topic of ChatGPT in research writing. Okay? So the first thing that will actually help us in terms of ChatGPT in research writing is to generate research ideas and questions. Okay. So let's do an actual display here. Okay. So we can actually have a new chat. Okay. In ChatGPT. Okay. Let's try to have a new chat, and then let's try to encode something here. Let's say um research about let's look for a topic. Let's say luxury tourism. Okay, because that's my core um area, no? Research about current trends in luxury tourism. Okay? Sorry, tourism. Okay. Simple as that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You'll get to see the response. Okay. Medyo mahaba yung response niya. But while we're waiting for that, look at this one. In the first sentence, they will say, as of my knowledge, update in September 2021. So like what I've said, there is a knowledge cutoff date in terms of the use of ChatGPT. Okay? Ibig sabihin po nun, the knowledge that they can only allocate is uh, only updated in September 2021. So you can already see here some of the notable trends. Okay, ayan. So meron na siyang pino-provide sa inyo ng mga existing tawag dito, uh, topics, no? Further topics that you can align with luxury tourism. Okay, so that's one thing. Another one, let's say for instance, you don't have any idea on what would be your research topic. So you can just ask ChatGPT. So you can say, provide 5 um, research topics related to luxury tourism. Okay, there you go. Then let's see the responses there. Okay. So as what you can see, they are already performing or proving or creating rather an actual title, no? The impact of sustainable practices of luxury tourism, a comparative analysis of eco-friendly initiatives in high-end resort. That's actually a good topic, okay? And then they can also give you at least a rationale, okay? One sentence rationale on the research topic that they are suggesting. Now, if you see that you don't like all of those 5, you can just ask to add more. Provide 5 more. Okay, there you go. There will be an additional 5 items. Okay, so now the challenge here, okay, is basically ChatGPT will just help you in looking for or basically helping you in structuring a title. Okay, so you can also learn from ChatGPT how they structure a certain title. Okay, so you'll get to notice, let's say like this: crisis management and luxury tourism, colon, strategies and resilience in times of global crisis. So you can see here that there are variables before the colon, and then there are outputs right after the colon. So that's the usual structure that we usually create in terms of undergraduate thesis. Now, the only difference is that the titles that they are providing here might be a title meant for journal articles. Okay? So, medyo mas mahaba kasi usually ang title kapag Germanic format or yung chapters 1 to 5, no? So, also you still have to listen to your research professors on how to structure your title and your topics. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, it can assist you in literature reviews. Okay? So how does ChatGPT assist you in literature review? So you can actually ask ChatGPT, let's say, provide a literature review. Okay? Literature review on the topic of luxury tourism in Asia, and cite, let's say, 10 um, peer-reviewed articles. Let's see. Okay. Okay, good. So look at answer. I am unable to provide specific citation to peer-reviewed articles since my training data only goes up to September 2021 and I don't have an external databases. Clear as it sounds, ChatGPT actually cannot provide you external data access to external database. Let's say, for instance, they're not linked with EBSCO, they're not linked with Science Direct or Scopus, okay, or with Web of Science or with ISI and all other indexing tools, okay? So, however, look at this one. I can only offer a general literature review on the topic of luxury tourism in Asia. And then they are going to provide you at least the structure, okay? Now, I don't usually use ChatGPT in terms of literature review. I will show you another tool later in terms of a literature review, but I would like to focus on here is that what you can actually ask ChatGPT is the structure of your literature review. So what you can ask is provide a scaffold, okay, of literature review topics under luxury tourism in Asia. Okay. So in this sense, you are asking ChatGPT to provide a scaffold or basically an outline. Okay. So let's see what will ChatGPT do. Okay. So you can see they are going to provide you the outline. Okay. So an introduction, a historical development of luxury tourism in Asia, market trends, sustainability. So you can already see here the variables also for a future variable that you can conduct or look at in terms of your study. Pwede mo tong gamitin lahat, pwedeng hindi. Obviously, I will not use everything because look at this one. They have 12 subtopics. And if you're going to write an RRL for 12 subtopics, it would actually be too voluminous and some of those areas are already outside your your core topic, no? So um ano rin tayo, no? We really have to use our creativity and we really have to use our um intellect in terms of selecting what's right and what's wrong in the content. Okay, now let's proceed. Okay, next, drafting a research proposal. Okay, ChatGPT can actually help you in sorry about this. Okay, let me just close this one out. uh in drafting a research proposal. Okay, so you can ask ChatGPT here. Okay, let's try to ask ChatGPT, provide a research proposal on the impacts of luxury tourism in host communities, let's say for instance, in Asia. Let's look there. Okay. As what you can see from the title itself, it can provide you introduction, research objectives already, a short literature review, the methodology. It can also give you an idea of what would be the appropriate research design for this one, the type of data that you can collect, okay, and then the way you should analyze the data and what would be the expected outcomes and all other things, okay? So ChatGPT is actually a very helpful tool in terms of providing us the rationale of our research, okay? And it can improve your writing skills, okay? Writing and researching skills. So how does ChatGPT helps you in writing? So if you get to notice here, particularly when you ask for a literature review, okay, you can already see how you can actually structure a sentence, okay? Like what I mostly tell about my students, I can only teach you on how to put the citations, okay? How you create your structure, how you write or start with topic sentences, okay? And how you build the story in terms of your literature review, but I cannot teach you how to write sentences anymore. You are expected at this year level to know how to write a simple, a complex, and a compound sentence. Okay? So, kung hindi pa kayo familiar about simple, complex, and compound sentence, you can use ChatGPT to ask that. Okay? And actually, the examples that ChatGPT are giving, okay, are already an examples on how to write academically. Okay? So, yan po. Okay? So, I hope you get some ideas. Next. Now, the benefits of using ChatGPT for research. So, obviously, it increases your efficiency as a research writer. So, the faster that you can get an idea, the faster that you can actually do some verification and then write up your article. Okay? It improves your writing quality sometimes. Okay, I also get to notice this that um earlier on my early careers as a researcher and also a research professor, pansin na pansin ko yung difference ng pagsusulat ko. Okay? I would always receive this kind of comment na etong article na to, alam kong si JE ang sumulat. Okay? Kasi kumbaga nagre-resonate kung paano ako nagsasalita doon sa article. Okay? But in academic perspective kasi, hindi kasi siya parang creative writing or feature writing na dapat nagta-translate yung boses mo sa papel. But rather, it's more of you reporting the contents in a very formal manner, in a very scholarly manner. So, actually, ChatGPT and all other AI tools have helped me to at least learn how to construct my sentences properly and academically and scholarly in ways. And obviously, it's time saving. It can really help you lessen the burden of doing an all-nighter or burning the midnight oil just for your RRL. Okay? So, hindi na natin kailangan magpuyat para sa pagsusulat ng RRL. Okay? There you go. Now, as I have said, okay, as I have said po, um, ChatGPT is basically a tool to assist us. It is an assistive tool. It will never replace our human capabilities. So, there are some ethical considerations when you are using AI. Okay, number one, responsible AI use. Okay, um, there are there are topics or there are areas that you don't need to use AI anymore. Okay, example, yung pagsulat ng participants of the study or pagsulat ng research lokal or pagsulat ng um, data gathering procedures. You don't need to write it to use AI doon because especially in terms of the data gathering procedure, you really have to tell the story on how you have gathered the data or how you are proposing to gather the data. Okay? That is basically an actual outlook of the on how you're going to do it. Hindi mo kailangan ng AI dyan because definitely what the AI will suggest is not the thing that you really will be doing on the actual field work. Okay? Proper citation and academic integrity, okay? Um, like what I always say, 'di ba? Academic integrity is the cornerstone of every educational institution. Um, Pinakamatindi sa lahat, ayaw natin ng plagiarism, okay? Ayaw natin ng improper citations, okay? We have to acknowledge and recognize the efforts of those contemporary researchers on the topic that you want to deal, okay? Bias and fairness is also another concern. Since ChatGPT is trained to respond human-like, okay, to create human-like responses, and they are still on a training in progress. Whatever that we feed on them, whatever information that we feed on ChatGPT will be their basis of their response. What if ChatGPT will be fed too much on one area and then none on the other area? Obviously, the responses will be biased. Okay. There are areas, especially in natural sciences, where the response of ChatGPT is actually biased, no? And then cross-validation and fact-checking. So like what I've said, tayong wag nating iasa kay ChatGPT, especially if you're using 3.5, no? Yung tamang citations, okay? Ay yung tamang literature review, because when you click, let's say, an article, it will not really direct you to the actual article itself from the DOI that they provide. Okay, so always do fact checking. Okay, mahalaga pa rin na iniisa-isa natin yung mga articles. Okay? Next, privacy and data security, okay, is another concern here. Okay, syempre, this is still an open access tool, so it can still there's still concerns in terms of your privacy breach. Okay, transparency on the data, over reliance on AI, lalo na kayo, no, mga students. Pati assignment minsan nire-rely na natin sa AI. Please be mindful about that, because definitely, if you are going to utilize lang yung copy and paste method, you are not actually learning from it, no? Wala kang natututunan doon. Kasi, um, kumbaga hindi siya dumadaan sa utak, no? It's just basically from one screen to another. Okay? Instead, dapat we have to utilize our human intellects in discerning what is right and what is wrong. So whatever results and responses you get from Chat GPT, it should be processed by our brain before you put that onto your final writing on your draft, no? And lastly is your accountability and responsibility. So this is also a call for the academic institutions, especially for the different schools and colleges here, that there should also be, if we already have an IT fair use policy, I think there should also be an AI fair use policy for every academic institution, because right now we can already see that a lot of people are using AI, and sometimes they are over reliant to AI, or they may abuse the use of artificial intelligence. And it's really bad in terms of the conduct of our academic activities. Okay. Now, before we move to some of the demonstration of the new tools, okay, some of the tools that I'm actually using in research, I want to focus on some tips. So these are all self-explanatory, okay? So let's just have a rundown on some of the tips on effective use of ChatGPT. So number one, we have to complement and don't replace human efforts. So like what I've said, the responses that you get should be internally discerned by human brain before it will be placed on the paper. Set objectives, okay? Set clear objectives on why and how and when are you going to use AI. Proofread and critical evaluation is a must. Okay? Combining AI and human creativity is a plus in the paper. Source verification, whatever that you receive as a response from ChatGPT or from other AI tools, you need to verify that by looking on to the actual paper or to the actual peer review. Okay? May mga tools tayong gagamitin later na nag tawag dito, um, na mas pinapadali yung explanation ng isang buong papel. Pero you still are required to check if this is true or correct. So you still need to read the paper actually. it develops your workflow, okay? Develop your workflow clearly so that you can also structure how and when are you going to use AI. Use ChatGPT as a drafting tool. So what I usually do is I highlight everything, I put that on a paper, and then I use this as a parang roadmap ko, no? Ito yung magiging topics ko, ito yung iikutan ng kwento ng aking papel. Okay? Always maintain originality as much as possible. If you're writing 10,000 words, make sure that those 10,000 words are coming from your brain and not from the chat GPT. Okay? Avoid over-reliance, obviously. Learn from AI suggestions. Balance AI assistance with peer review. So always still look at peer review articles. Adapt to feedback and updates. Responsible data handling, promote ethical use, like what we have said, and obviously continuous learning. You can always try different things with ChatGPT. Sometimes the prompts that you are typing right now are not as clear, okay, but you can actually extend into the context of learning from other people on how they are actually using the different prompts. One thing that I have learned here to get a more precise response is by doing this structure, okay? Actually, when I am preparing this discussion today, I use ChatGPT, okay, in creating, okay, the presentation outline for my topic for today. So I use this prompt, no? I am a resource person who will be presenting a topic on the use of ChatGPT as an assistive tool in undergraduate research writing. Provide me a presentation outline for the specific topic and include some examples. Now, if we're going to break down the prompt that I have encoded, number one, I put my identity. Okay? So, pakilala ka kay ChatGPT, sino ka? I am a research student or whatever. I am a tertiary research student, ganyan, writing an undergraduate thesis, okay? And then, after mong magpakilala, after the identity, the next thing is you have to set or you have to tell ChatGPT your purpose of your prompt, no? So you will be presenting a topic on this and this and this, or you are writing a research topic on this and this and this, okay? And then the last one, okay? So after identity, purpose, and then the last one is the action. Okay? Is the action that you want ChatGPT to do. Provide me a presentation outline. So that's basically the IPA prompt model. Okay? That's the IPA prompt model that we're using. Okay? So identity, the purpose, and the action. Okay? So when you build this type of structure in terms of your prompt, the responses are more clear. They even give you examples on how to do it. Okay? They can actually provide you a better scaffold or a better outline. Okay? Now, if you want to elaborate contents, let's say for instance, I want to elaborate the introduction, okay? So this is the introduction. The topics are here. You just encode here, elaborate the introduction, and the ChatGPT will provide you a more detailed content that you can read, okay? You can read, analyze, and then come up with your own idea. So like what I'm doing right now, di ba? I'm not reading the entire content itself. So kung ito lang binasa ko, malamang yung presentation ko ngayon, napaka-boring. Di ba? Kasi hindi siya heartfelt, hindi siya from the heart, hindi siya from your own brain din, no? So that is how you actually use ChatGPT. Okay? So continuous learning is a must, no, in terms of this tool. Now, here are some of the other tools that are very, very, very helpful. Okay, and they actually help me personally when I am writing my dissertation, my doctorate dissertation paper. So first, let's start with Mendeley. Okay, so let me just access Mendeley. Lang natin. Medyo mabagal siya. Okay, so I hope ma-access natin siya agad. Anyway, yan. Okay, wait lang natin. So I think I need to ay, yun na, bumukas na siya. Pero, na-close ko ulit. So one more time. So this is Mendeley Reference Manager. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's just wait for it. There you go. Load na siya. Pasensya na po. Medyo mabagal. Puno na raw ang aking laptop. Ayan. There you go. So I hope it opened perfectly. There. May update pala. Okay. So anyways, this is Mendeley. Okay. Mendeley is a reference tool that you can use. Okay. Particularly in putting your different references together in one place. And you can actually read contents here. Okay. Especially if you have files. Let's say for instance, this one. Okay, preparing an interdisciplinary future. Okay, so meron tayong file here. I can actually open this here. Okay, and start reading contents. Okay, okay, medyo mabagal lang siya. Okay, so while it's loading, another thing that you can actually do is to include a web importer here. Okay, there. Mendeley Web Importer. So this is also free. It can be added on Safari or in what's this, um in Google Chrome, okay, and in Mozilla, okay. So let's say for instance, I will be opening tawag dito, an article, okay. Let's say I'll go to Google, okay. Then, wait, all right, let me just open a Scholar, okay. Let me just open Google Scholar. Okay, let's try to look for an article. Okay. Um, let's say luxury tourism. Okay. Let's search for this one. And let's say I will be utilizing this study. Siyempre, si Iloranta. Pinakakilala sa lahat. Okay. Um, so it will direct me to a certain page. Now, what I will be doing is click the web importer. Okay. And then it will open my Mendeley web importer here on the side. Okay. So let's just wait. There you go. Okay. Medyo mababagal na yung mga ano. Pasensya na. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the details here, kinapture niya yung mismong web page. And then also the PDF. If you click add here, okay, there you go. It's adding. Okay. And then once this is successfully added, you can go back to your Mendeley here. Okay. So, nag-error na siya. Hindi siya bumukas. Let's try to close this. Kasi hindi pa ako nag-update pala. Okay. And the challenge of an unupdated website is still on. Wait lang natin ha. Load siya. Okay. Let me just reset this. Okay. There you go. Let me just open it again. Relaunch ko lang. So we have already saved it here dun sa ating sa ating web importer. So it should reflect also in our Mendeley reference manager. So tayo lang natin dahil mabagal siya. Okay. So while we're waiting for it, another tool together with the Mendeley is actually in the Word file. Okay. You can actually have a plugin on MS Word. Okay. So say for instance, I'm going to use an MS Word on, let's say this one. Okay. So this is a recent research that I have written. Okay. And I can also include some references here. So say for instance, let's say in this part, I want to cite this part, okay? And I will be using references, okay? Tingnan lang natin. Babagal na sila lahat. Okay. Usual sakit to ng mga ano, mga laptop ng mga researchers, mababagal na. Sobrang dami ng files and sobrang dami ng nangyayari. Okay? Yan, wait lang natin. There you go. Okay? Then let's say I'll open Mendeley site. Okay, Mendeley site is a tool. It's a plugin that you can use. Okay, here. Yeah, cancel lang natin to. Okay. And it will also be tawag dito, connected on your Mendeley account. Okay. So yeah. Medyo mabagal. Oops, sorry. Let me just sign it in. I think yun yung problem kanina kaya hindi siya bumubukas. Yan. Okay. So it will open my Mendeley site here. Okay. Later ka na. Ayan. Remember, nag-save tayo kanina ng study. Luxury tourism, a review of related literature. Ayan siya. And then once we saved it, automatically it will go directly to reference manager and also to your to your Mendeley site. So let's say for instance, this specific sentence, okay, we will be citing this one. I'll just click this one here and place my cursor over here and then click insert citation. Okay? So from there, you get to see it already. Okay? Na-add na siya. Okay? So, automatic po yan. And then, when you do your referencing, okay, let's say when you do your referencing, you just have to click insert bibliography. Okay, and then click continue. Yun. Hanapin natin kung nandito na si Iloranta. Ayun na siya. Nadagdag na siya dito. Okay? So, hindi mo na mano-manong itatype yung citation at saka yung bibliography mo. Kasi automatic na po siya or yung references mo through Mendeley site. Okay? So, let me just close this. I don't want to save it. Okay? So, it will not affect my study. Okay? That's one. Okay? Another tool that I want to focus on is Elicit. Okay? So, in Elicit, you just basically type in elicit.org. Okay? Medyo mabagal na siya. Elicit.org. Okay? And it will direct you to the page of Elicit. Okay? So, let's just wait. Okay. So, usually, it will redirect you to the new app. Pero pwede nyo gamitin pa rin yung old. Ako, I would prefer to use the older one. Kasi, mas familiar pa ako dun sa paggamit, no? What you can ask a research question here. So if you have developed your SOPs and you want to put up a good literature review on your SOPs, okay, you can actually place it here. Let's say, for instance, what is the level of influence of luxury tourism on locals? Okay, so I can ask that question. And as you can see, it's now generating a response. So on this area, you can get a response written together with its citations. This one will provide us the paper titles and the abstract summary. Okay, so the abstract summary is basically, kung maiksi na ang abstract, mas pinaiksi pa siya into 1 or 2 sentences lang. Okay? Para mas madali mo siyang ma-digest. Okay? So, Ayan, medyo mabagal lang yung ating internet ngayon. Okay, let's just wait for it to load. Medyo matagal ata. Then another tool while we're waiting for this one. Ayun, nag-load na siya. Ayan. So you can see here some of the research titles and also the summary like what I have said. Yung maiksing abstract, mas pinaiksi pa niya. And at the same time, it summarizes the top 4 papers also. So it's already in the form na naka-citations na. Okay? So ayan, kagaya niyan. The paper suggests that luxury tourism can have both positive and negative impacts on locals. Chang 2019 found that luxury tourism development is blah, 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 blah. So on and so forth. Okay? So, naka-structure na siya. Okay? What you're going to do is copy this, no, and then put it on a draft and then start revising, okay, or updating it na lang. Kung ito yung hinahanap mo. Kung hindi, you can still generate more responses. And this is free. Okay? This is always free for everybody. Okay? You can actually filter this one. Okay? Pwede mo siyang isort. Halimbawa, gusto mo yung 5 years study lang. So, from 2019 hanggang 2023, i-generate na niya yan dyan. Okay? Publish after 2019. You can also look at different study types. So, if you are um, more advanced researcher, you can actually ask for a meta-analysis or systematic review. But for undergraduate, yung usual review lang tayo, no? So, yeah. Okay, anyways, we can now move forward with the next one, which is the research rabbit or lit maps, any of the two. But I would prefer to use lit maps in this case. Okay, so I can just close this. Medyo mabagal na siya. Okay, there we go. Lit maps. Okay, I'm more familiar with lit maps. Lit maps helps you associate, okay, associate yung mga literatures, no, from one another and authors from one another. Let's say luxury tourism. Okay, I'll encode luxury tourism here. I'm sorry, yeah. Ay, bumukas yung ano. Okay, let's say I'll get this study. Okay, so it will open my lit maps. Okay, and you can already see here, it's loading. And then afterwards, you will see some connections, no? Let's say yan, kay Morando, yung study niya. It will also give you a more comprehensive, lipat lang ako dito. Ayan. So if I'm going to look at Morando here, ito yung mga studies na nakakonekta sa kanya. So study ni Who, study ni New Berger, etc., etc. And if I'm going to click, let's say, Who, I get to see that Who was cited by other researchers apart from Morando. Okay? So yan. Ganyan siya um, tawag dito, ka-powerful. And they get to see the relevance of their topics also. We can actually go and check also the articles here. It will provide you with your abstracts. Okay? So there you go. And then last one is the Harzing's publish or perish. So publish or perish is basically a desktop app that you can download, okay, through, ayan. It's available on tawag dito, on both Windows and Mac. Okay, so in this case, you can search for Google Scholar or Scopus. That's most appropriate. Okay, so say for instance here, I will utilize luxury tourism. I'll put this inside a quotation mark so that um the searches will utilize both words. Okay, I'll put this on title words rather than keywords, because if it's on title words, it will only look on the titles. Okay, but if it's on keywords, it will look on titles and abstracts. Okay, so I prefer to put that on title, and then I'm going to set the deadline, the timeline to 2019 to 2023, so that I will have the last 5 years. I'm going to click search, and as what you can see, there are 112 results. Okay, it means to say that there are 112 studies with luxury tourism in their title. Okay, probably those researches are somehow related to your study. Okay? And you can see their citation scores and all. Okay? So this is a powerful tool that can help you in terms of your literature search. Or if you are more advanced researcher, you can actually use this for bibliometric analysis. But I will that is for another topic, okay? For us to discuss. Baka ma-overwhelm na kayo. Okay? Syempre, the last one are all of your repositories. Okay? So Google Scholar, EBSCO, and other repositories. Okay? So, I hope you've learned from me something today. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat for all of those efforts no to come to this session and to be with us. And I hope I've imparted some of my tiny contribution in the research knowledge no. And like what I'm always saying, maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang turismo.